Hey everybody, this is Modesta Mahigambuguni, and I'm coming to you on YouTube from Modesta.Africa. Today I want to talk about the 5 P's of how not to get shortchanged in career and business. I've had people speaking to me about either their businesses, that people are getting services for free from me, Modesta, and I don't know what to do about it. They don't want to pay me or they disappear. I've had people talking about their careers that I've worked my skin off and I am not seeing the returns. As a matter of fact, I keep being passed up for opportunities. What is going on and what can we do about it? So, this is what I want to address today. If you haven't already shared this, please share this far and wide. I'm going to do these YouTube lives as often as I can. This topic, though, this is a big one. Now, if you know me, there are two things I often say. Matter of fact, I will probably say this within the first hour of having interaction with you. Number one, I cannot want your success more than you. You really need to show that you mean it, that whatever it is that you want in life, that you want to go after it. Number two, there is always a way. You just need strategy. So sometimes things look like, they're far and above and beyond me. They are not. There is always a way. You just need strategy. So now let's tackle number one. I feel like my lighting in here is kind of dark. What can I do? Started a live, have to continue. So one of the reasons, and I'm going to go through the 5 P's and I've got some bonus P's for you. One of the reasons that you get shortchanged in your life is you don't have clarity or purpose. So the first P is purpose. Who's this? Hey, Alois, Happy New Year. You need to be clear about who you are, where you're going in life, what you want to do, what kind of levels you want to reach, and the path that you want to take there. Because what happens is when life comes at you and somebody's giving you a proposal, a thought, maybe they're tugging at your heartstrings because, they're going through some hardship and you feel really bad for them. Or somebody else is tugging at, your generosity, saying that, these people, they need this and you are just a person. Or maybe they're touching your ego a little bit. You're just the person to do this. We think you're amazing. Can you come and do it for free? And you're like, you know what? I've been doing this all my life. It's second nature to me. It's so easy for me to do. Why should I say no? Yeah, of course I'll come and do it. And that one incident leads to 77 other incidents. And you're wondering why you're not able to move your business and see the revenues. You're investing a lot of time, investing a lot of resources, but you're not seeing the returns. Why? You don't have clarity of purpose, who you are, what you're here to do, where you want to go, who you want to engage with, who are your people, who is your niche market, what are you going to offer them. So get clear about who you are, get unapologetic about it. This is who I am. This is what God has put in me. This is where I'm going to go in life. I mean, before I am taken to be with the Lord, this is what I would have accomplished. And I am called to speak to these people, to do business with these people. I am going to make these changes in the sector. I am going to have this kind of influence in my country, in my continent, in the world. That's number one. Be very clear so that when people come at you and circumstances come at you and opportunities, or what seem like opportunities come to you, you don't quickly jump. But you do it making an informed decision of how this will honor you, will honor your career path, will honor your business. So that's number one, purpose. Number two, I've got them written down, is plan. Now, purpose, dream, vision, all of these amazing adjectives which we use to show that we're a person of thought, a person who is thinking about, taking their lives to the future, the desired future they have for themselves. None of those work unless you actually work it through a plan. So it's one thing to dream. If you don't set goals, you're not going to get there. It's one thing to have purpose. If you don't put a plan towards how then you're going to reach it, you actually won't get there. So anybody who says, I've had prophecies, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, and that is exactly who you're supposed to be. But if you don't have a plan and you're not executing that plan, you will not get there. So please plan. Why? That way, when somebody comes and says, can you do overtime? When somebody comes and says, can you take on that supervisory responsibility? And you don't just say, oh, wow, they recognize me. They see me. Yes, yes, yes. You also need to look at your life, your 24 hours, your commitments, and your personal development plan to see how this request will fit in with who you are and where you want to go. You don't just say yes to a thing. You don't just say yes to doing something for free. You don't just say yes to taking on greater responsibility or greater complexity in your work, thinking, oh wow, they see me, they recognize me, this might mean that they actually want to engage me. Not necessarily. So if you're in business, just because somebody comes and asks you to do something and to be involved in something doesn't mean that they actually want to do business with you. People want freebies. Just because somebody comes and says, hey, we had this amazing conference and we're thinking of including you. Can you just show up next weekend? But hey, we don't have a budget for you. But, you'll get exposure. Like, oh, wow, yes, I'm going to get exposure. People will know who I am, see what I'm doing. Relax. What is your plan? What was your plan of getting to market? How did you want to reach your constituency? Those attendees at that conference, are they even the people that you are, you're called to, the people that you want to engage with? And even if so, what is your plan to convert the conversation and the leads to business? If you don't have a plan, you will pay, you will show up, you will deliver a service, and you won't even be able, I've started calling it a net. You won't even have a net to catch those people, to catch that fish so that you can do business. If it is in a work environment, if it's about your career, it is a good thing to be recognized by management. It's a great thing. It's a good thing that you are the go-to person, that your supervisor, your manager, the institution feels like, without your input, this area won't move. That is a great thing. That's a great start. That means all your hard work has reaped fruit. People now take notice. They want to work with you. But unless you have a plan of all those overtime and all those weekends and all those extra things you've done, foregoing your vacation, your holidays, so that you can work. If you don't have a plan of converting everything you've done to invest into that organization where they're going into what you actually want to get, which could be a promotion, which could be maybe working in another department, which could be moving out, in a certain amount of time, which could be increase in your salary and your package and your benefits. If you do not have a plan of how you're going to convert all of this work that you're doing, all of this energy, all of this input into what you want to achieve out of it, you won't get it. You will be shortchanged. Number 3, if you don't want to get shortchanged, number 1 was purpose. Be very clear about who you are and where you're going in life. And whatever comes your way, check it against what it is that you want to accomplish. Does it honor it? Is it aligned? Number 2, plan. Now that, do you have a plan for your life? Do you have a plan for your career? Do you have a plan for your business? Do you have a plan on converting all of that investment you're making on people, all those freebies, all of those, oh, let's just get you out in front of the audience. Then they'll know you, they'll see you, and maybe they'll remember you. No, we're not working with maybes. We don't do maybes in Korean business. We don't do maybes in life. You need to have a plan of how you can get that goodwill of all that you have done and convert it to cash. If we're talking about business, convert it to increasing, your market presence, your market share. If it's about your career, you need to have a plan of all those overtimes and weekends and everything else that you've done, how you can convert that to that promotion, that salary increase, that whatever it is that you want. Number 3, position. Listen. When I started out by saying, no one can want your success more than you. And I say this to people all the time. I'm like, look, I can only go with you so far. I cannot want your success more than you. This is what you need to take note of. Unless you deliberately, intentionally, and masterfully position yourself, you will just be a person that's moving around. So people see you, they're not quite clear about what you do. They're not quite clear as to what you want. Videos, etc. Like I'm about to do this right now, and I will say, hey, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this YouTube video. And I will say, if you haven't already, share this with others. What am I doing? I want more people to subscribe to this channel. Actually, one of the reasons I want you guys to subscribe is because I cannot move around with mobile live feeds, live videos, live streaming unless I have 1,000 subscribers. How do I not even have 1,000 subscribers till now? Clearly, I haven't had a plan. So that's one of the reasons I truly want you to do that. But the other thing is, unless you position, unless you say, unless you direct, people see you, they think you're cute. They think you have something to say. They think you look good. They think you're doing the right thing, but they don't know what to do by you. So if I didn't say subscribe, maybe you wouldn't subscribe to this channel. If I didn't say share, you wouldn't share. So you will watch it. You might find it to be of benefit, but you're not going to do a thing about it. Now, I want to start with people in career. You have been with that organization for a number of years now, and you have done well by them. But chances are, if you feel as if you're being shortchanged, like I'm giving my life, this is literally my prime years on earth, I am giving to this organization, I am not seeing the returns. That's because you haven't positioned. What is positioning, Modesta? What do you mean the third P is position? Positioning means that you are deliberately speaking and saying and incorporating, even in your personal performance plan and your development objectives, that I seek to be in this position by this time. I would like to get a breadth of experience in this organization, so I'm looking for cross-functional experience. I would like to have greater exposure into this business, and therefore I would like to be seconded somewhere. I would like a relocation. Unless you position for it, first of all, you know your purpose, you have clarity, you have a plan for where you want to go in life. Third, you're positioning, you're actually articulating. Somebody else has to know what it is that you want. Because get this, people always know what they want from you. Even if it's not about being malicious and they're not trying to be mean or they're trying to use you. No, we naturally come in with our agenda. If I look for you and ask you to do a thing, I know what I want from you. If I look for you and I want you to be included in something I'm doing, I know why your presence in what I am doing, I know how that's going to benefit me. If I look for you and I ask for your business to do something for my business, I know why I've chosen your business and not another. You two need to know why you are saying yes to what you're saying yes to, no to what you're saying no to. You need to communicate to your counterpart, communicate to that client what it is, you want. Communicate to that other business what it is you expect to get by partnering with them. That is on you to do. You need to communicate to your supervisor, to your manager. You need to communicate to your colleagues. You need to communicate who you are, what you're here to do, where you want to go, and specifically what you want from them for you. Listen, you've heard this saying, what's in it for me? And many a times we use it in the negative. We use it, and I've been in human capital, human resources for a while, where people, where we advise people not to always say, well, I want to get this and I want to go there and I want to, that attitude of, well, I am not going to participate unless I see what's in it for me. We've used it in the negative, but now I want to use it in the positive. Everything we do has to have something in it for you and what you are about. I'm not saying that everything has to have a financial return, although I don't see why. Not everything has to have an immediate financial return, because there are investments in relationships, investments in community that will give you far greater returns than getting an immediate transaction in business would. But you must go into things, and this is one of the things that I teach in my master plan class. You must go into things knowing, who is my audience? What is my objective of communicating with them, of engaging with them? And what is my call to action? What is my message for them? So positioning requires you to actually articulate. Do not assume, I work so hard for this organization. They know my worth. They know my value. They know that nobody can do what I do. I work so hard for this organization. They know my worth. They know my value. They know that nobody can do what I do. There's nobody else as committed as I am. There's nobody else as loyal. There's nobody else who looks after their interests. I will not steal from them, and I will protect others from stealing from them. I will put in any amount of time. I can show up on short notice. They know who I am and what I'm here to do. That's great. But did you ever tell them that you actually were looking at that position in sales and wanted to move from operations? Did you ever articulate that what you would like is that within 12 months or within 24 months to get into the next level? Have you ever said that at the way your life is, and this is why it's so important to apply your finances, looking at your budget, looking at your aspirations, what you're earning right now is never going to get you to where you want to go. And so if you are going to invest your life, you're investing your life 100% with them, then you would also like, I'm about to choke, need water. You would also like to have a review, water, a review of your, your package, your salary, your benefits, etc. You need to position. You need to be intentional and deliberate about positioning. Otherwise, they're not going to just get the revelation that they need to pay you better. They won't just get the revelation that the partnership isn't working, that your business is not doing as well as their business in this partnership. You need to articulate that. Open your mouth and speak. Number 4, perform. Now, this thing here is so key. You cannot go out asking people to give you something, give you this amount of money, partner with you on something, if you haven't already proven yourself as a performer. Prove yourself in the work that you do. Prove yourself in that you deliver results. You have integrity. You go the extra mile. Prove your business that, look, this is what I've done for this client and they got these results. This is what I'm doing in this area. This is what I'm doing. When you can go forth with performance, proven track record, it is so much easier to say, you know what? Since you see my value, and this is my value, articulate your value. And you won't know your value unless you take stock. So if you haven't done this today, write down all the people and businesses and organizations that you have served, what you did for them, what they got as a benefit from it. If there's any referrals, testimonials, recommendations, mention them as well. People need to see your value as you have articulated it. They will not assume it. And so, perform if you haven't performed. I remember an interview where somebody said, I am looking at different companies that I could work with. I recently just got a certification in this area. And so I want to go to my employer. This person hadn't even been there for 6 months, but they had been doing a certification program and now was certified in this area. And they wanted to go to the employer and say, hey, I now have a higher certification. How about you pay me extra? And I said, wait, you just started working with this organization. You barely hit 6 months with them. And because you had been doing a course unknown to them, not at the request of this employer. No. You were doing a professional certification of your own. And you would like them now to give you a higher salary, not because they've seen you performing with them, working with them for at least a year, and they know that you are a great deliverer and deliver as in you deliver on performance, and that you have integrity and that you are invested in, working with them. But simply because you had started on some journey and now you have a certification, which of course I understand by the professional certification alone means you should be higher. You would come to this organization and say, pay me more because I'm better certified. What does your certification have to do with them? They need to see this added certification, added competence, added value in your performance. You cannot just say, oh, well, because I have a PhD, because I have XYZ, I need to be paid more. No, PhD. Listen, I'm not even talking bad about PhDs because, I want to get one too. But your value isn't just in your certification. Just because you have a master's degree doesn't mean that now people should go like this over you. No, they need to see your master's degree in execution. People need to look at your background and see that you can perform. But most importantly, people need to see what you have done with them or with other organizations and people in pursuits that are similar to what they want to see you do. So performance is really key if you don't want to be shortchanging career and business. Deliver on performance so you can say, hey, this is what I've done. Therefore, this is my value. Are you ready to work with me on those terms? If yes, proceed. If no, back off. Performance appraisal time, whether you have requested for time aside, you now pitch what it is you want. And not just what you want, what value you will bring. But they know my value. Of course, they know your value. They know your value where you are now. And because you are so valuable where you are now in work, and I was just saying this to somebody yesterday, because you are so valuable, you are their star performer where you are now, they want to keep you there. Why fix what's not broken? And so if you are employed somewhere and you're doing amazing things, they value that. That's why they want to keep you where you are. If you want to be promoted, if you want to have different exposure, if you want to get different pay, then you will have to pitch why you need to move to the next level. So you need to already show next level capabilities. You need to already show that you understand the complexity and the requirements of the next level and why it would be of value to them and to you that you move to the next level. You do not want to just say, hey, I've been working with you for 5 years. Long service is no longer a measure of capability, a measure of added responsibility. No. You're not going to be promoted because you've served a very long time. You won't even necessarily be promoted because you've been doing very well here. They want to know that you have what it takes for the next level. So pitch it. I understand this business. I know this organization for where it wants to go, given its strategic plan, given its business plan, given its vision. Because I have the track record I have with you, I understand, where you're coming from, where you want to go. Excuse me. Because I have built rapport with colleagues, because vendors and stakeholders are familiar with me, because I have in this area, which leads very well into that next position. That is why I would be the person to get into that role. And can I give you a tip? Because some people get into trouble where the organization sees, yes, they can move on to the next thing, but they don't have a replacement for them. So where you have been so good in your position, you've been amazing. And the organization really just wants you to stay where you are because you're amazing. And you are ready to go to the next level. And they can actually also see you are ready for the next level. But if you haven't prepared somebody to take your position, they're going to do everything in their will to keep you at that position because it serves them right. Not because they're malicious or they're mean. I mean, that's what they hired you for. And if you had already been promoted into that, well, that's why you're promoted there. They want you there. So where you want to move with the same organization into something else, make sure you've spent your life also preparing somebody else who can take over from you. So that when you are pitching that you want to do this next thing, you can also pitch. And I've been grooming so-and-so to take over my role. Win-win. They can't say no to that. They want you in the organization, right? Or they will lose you. And so they will get you to go there. And if it is a business, for instance, we know your business exists. We may know what it is that you do. We may even know that you have a sale right now. We may know that you're partnering with somebody else at the moment. We may know of the value that you bring. We may know of how good, your services are. But unless you articulate to me, and guys, I don't know if you've noticed this, on social media, people will DM you or people will start WhatsApping you. People look for you and they will even have your name. Hey, what's Nancy saying? Oh, yeah, spend your life preparing someone else as well. Rise together. That's right, Nancy. So let's say somebody says, hey, Nancy, hey, Jessica, hey, Alois. I have this happening and I am speaking to you. They will call you by name. So you feel like, hey, they see me, they hear me. And sometimes, honestly, it's just a system that can capture your name. It's not like they really actually are speaking to you. Sometimes they are. Like when I look for you and I call you by name, I truly am looking for you in particular and I'm calling you by name. So pitch to your market, pitch to your niche. Tell them who you are, what you plan to do, position your business. What was the fourth one? Perform so that they can see it's not just what you are saying, but they know for sure. Somebody looked for me yesterday and said, I hear that you're a good business consultant. Well, she used Swahili words, but you're great at what you do. Look at me. I went from good to great in a second. But just stop pitching. I have to. Otherwise, how else would you guys know what I do? I hear that you're really good at what you do. Excuse me, I'm speaking so fast, I'm joking. Can I have a conversation with you? Right? And then I can pitch what it is I will do by her. So sometimes in business, we don't pitch. We exist. We're even on social media. We go to conferences. We sponsor booths at events. We're there. We sponsor ads on radio, on TV. We have t-shirts we hand out. There's a lot that we do, but we're not pitching to people. And so they see us, they associate us with that area, but they really don't know what action they should personally take to engage us. And you need to do that. So pitch to your partners about where you want to take your business and therefore what it is you want to do with them. Pitch to your market about what it is that you can offer them on what terms. Pitch to a person, an individual. Speak to them individually. Hey, I'm doing this. And I would like to do this. I can offer this as a complimentary service. I can offer a taster if you're just giving people to check out your products. And then thereafter, have a system of being able to convert and to capture and to captivate. If you don't do that, things will pass you by and you're wondering what is not happening. But I'm here. They can see. Yes, they can see, but you're not pitching. They're not getting it. They're not getting how you are of value to them. And not them because they fit the profile of your client, them, the individual. So if you're serving other businesses, you need to pitch to that business, which means you need to understand that business, get to know that business so that it's not a cookie cutter thing to, just pitching to all small businesses or medium-sized businesses or large businesses or all businesses that do this. And so we can complement those. No, no, no. Speak to that particular business. You need to pitch. And then this is also part of pitching. You need to have a way, a system that is integrated in what you do so that you minimize back and forth. One of the ways we get shortchanged is you will get very fast talking people. You get people who can run, just run around you talking figures. You have people who have sad stories. You have people who have great proposals. To avoid being caught up in the back and forth with a human being, guys, I promise you do not want to wing it. You do not want to just, go with the flow. You want to have structure. You want to have a system. And so somebody comes to me, oh, I hear you're great. Because it massages the old ego. But listen, no, I'm not going to go by you saying I'm great. Neither will I go by you saying that I'm fake. I want to go by what I put in place. So I hear you're really great and I want you to help out. I want you to, thank you. So I will send you to my website. I will share a brochure. I will show you how you can access me and the terms in which I will engage with you. Even if I'm going to give you services, I'll let you know that, hey, so the first session that you have with me is complimentary. Thereafter, please sign up for, and there is a complete system. You get online, you click, you sign, you put in your details. There's a place for you to pay. If you come back to me and say, oh, I don't have a card, like I don't bank or whatever it is, I don't have a card, I cannot pay online. I'll say, no problem. Where are you? And we'll find other ways. If you're Western Unioning it to me, if you're putting it in another account somewhere else, I do not know. But I have created a structure and a system in which you will talk to my business before you get to talk to me. I'm not saying that I don't speak to you. No, I speak to you, but I minimize the back and forth so that from when you come to me, you know who I am, you know what I do, right? And you get a clear picture of what services I offer on what terms. You can register immediately, even without having a first conversation with me. And a lot of people have accessed me that way. But should you want to have a conversation with me, because I have already shared the website, I've already shared the brochures, you know exactly what I can do and on what terms. By the time you're speaking with me, you are ready to engage me. If there is anything of, can we do this on a payment plan? Can we perhaps do it differently? Instead of having this number of sessions, that number, we can at least talk based on the foundation that you know what it is that I offer. And so we can have a conversation around there. But if you have nothing at all, my brother, my sister, nothing at all about what it is, whether it is going to be your CV, it's going to be your bio, it's going to be your brochure, it's going to be a flyer. You have nothing at all, nothing systematized, nothing, no structure in which people can understand who you are, what it is you do, and how they can engage with you. They can talk you down, they can talk you up, they will inevitably shortchange you. To avoid all of that, pitch and prepare a system, prepare a structure people can engage with, and any conversation is going to be really minimal. And so if you're saying, oh, Modesta, you said how much for 4 sessions? Well, I really only need 2. Oh, good. Then you're going to pay half the fee, right? But you are going to pay that fee. And it is fair on both sides because I'm giving you half the time and you're paying half the fee. If I have a structured program, you're going to take that course. It is structured. It comes, every single segment comes together. You're not going to say, oh, I'll take this bit, but not this bit. Then you're not asking for that service at that fee. You're asking for this service, and this service has this fee. And that is very clear. So it's not about, oh, I can do that for you. Oh, I can't do that. Can you do it? This is my budget. Can you do this? Oh, okay. Relax. Don't be quick to respond. Tell them what you already have. And that's the power of already having something structured. This is what I can do. This is where I'm going in my career. This is what I was planning to do with the next 2 years. And so if I am going to pivot to that, this is how, this is what it will take for me to engage with you. Here are my bonus P's for you. Partner. Understand everything is a partnership, even an employer-employee relationship. That is also a partnership. You are investing your life going to work at this place 9 to 5. Forget about the commuting, time. Forget about the assignments that you take home and the extra hours that you would have to do. This is an investment of your very life on earth. It must be a partnership. It must also serve you. So do not be so quick to give up your time. Do not be so quick to be the one that is compromising, that is sabotaging your earning for them. Do not be so desperate as to say, oh my goodness, let me get anything at all. I mean, why should I say no when I'm so desperate and need it? No. I understand. Maybe you don't have something at the moment, but do know your value and pitch your value as long as you do deliver your value. It is very key to take this to be a partnership. So whether you have a business serving people, it is a partnership. A business serving other businesses, it is a partnership. You are an individual working for someone, for an organization, it is a partnership. An individual that's freelancing, it is a partnership. You are giving value and you're getting value. You are giving services, you're getting paid. You are giving, products, you're selling products, you're getting paid. This partnership must make sense to both parties. So remember that so that you don't get shortchanged. I am not desperate. I don't have less power so that I'm cowering. No, I am powerful. I am coming as an equal partner in this thing. And as much as they know what they're getting and they want to make sure they get it, I must also know what I'm getting. And I must also make sure I'm getting what I'm getting, what I want from this exchange. The other bonus P is pursue. A no now could be no in that form, no for this period. Pursue what it is you want. And so I want to see people's comments. Great comment. I hope this will be available for second viewing. Yes, this was definitely going to be available for second viewing. Pitching. I think this is one thing I need to start doing intentionally. Thank you for this reminder. Absolutely. This is what you do. If I speak to you about my services and you say, oh, thank you very much, nothing. All right. I will just, whenever I have a promotion, or let's say I have a video like this, I'm doing a live, I will share that with you. I'm not being pushy, but I'm letting you know that I'm here and I'm doing this. I will share testimonials of other people who've accessed the services and, what benefit that they got. And at some point, I will revisit. I'll give you a good, amount of time for you not to feel harassed. I will visit and say, hey, if you're interested, that thing is on sale. Hey, if you're interested, I'm doing that as a group. And so you would pay less than you would if you're doing this service just one-on-one. Pursue your market, pursue your people. So you said you're looking to get into promotion and they're saying, oh, this is not a good time for the organization, or whatever it is that they say, we really need you where you are. Okay, good. Revisit this conversation after, a certain amount of time and say, so what does it take? Because remember, there is always a way. You just need strategy. So what would it take then? And no doesn't mean that's it. No, never leave. No. Find out, what would it take? There is always a way. You just need strategy. What would it take for you to be able to get that promotion, for you to be able to get that increase in pay, for you to be able to have flexibility in your working arrangement, for you to be able to be seconded to another branch, to another country, to another market? What would it take? Pursue that which you want to receive, that which you want to achieve, so you're not shortchanged in your career, your business. And then the last bonus P is pivot. This is one of the most liberating things I've had in my life. If you go and pitch, you have prepared, you are very pointed in what it is you want, where you want to go, and you have shown the value to your counterpart, to your partner, of this thing that you are now requesting, this thing that you are now proposing. And there seems to be no way, no how. You can just nicely pivot. What does pivot mean? Pivot could mean, listen, I'm speaking to this demographic, but it looks like what I have to offer, they're not receptive to. So you either pivot and change what you offer, or you change your audience. You change your niche market. You change the demographic you're speaking to. If I am forever speaking to people who don't want to ever pay for my services, those are not my clients. No, they are not. Because the clients who I want to speak to will understand what I have packaged. They will see the value, and they will be ready to part with their money to pay for that service, that product. And so pivot and face those who are ready to do business with you. If it is a partnership in business and your partners seem to be leaning on you and never really, putting in their value, or their, putting in their work, or if you see a certain direction that you would like to go and for the business to go, but they're not seeing that, well, clearly, unless to agree, they're not going to work together. You will have to pivot and reconsider that partnership. So are you parting ways? Will you do things on your own? Will you do less of a thing? It is healthy for you to get to a point where you're really looking at, reviewing, reflecting on what the results that you're getting, the feedback that you're getting, and deciding, I think I need to pivot. I am not going, this is as far as I will go with this organization. This is as far as I will go with this manager. This is as far as I will go with this client. This is as far as I'll go with this partner. This is as far as I will go with this product. You can even pivot what it is you are offering. It could be an approach that you have that is not giving you the feedback, the returns that you want. Pivot your approach. It is so key, so that you are not shortchanged. Don't just bullet through. Like, I'm just charging through and I will get what I want. You won't. So there are times you need to step back, think through what it is you're doing, and then make a decision to pivot so that you can see different results. I keep on thinking of this story of King David when he was still a boy and he went to the war front to speak to his brothers, and he heard that there would be a reward for killing Goliath. He's like, what did the king say? And he went to ask, and he asked his brother. His brother's like, oh, you're just a troublemaker. Who do you think you are to be pursuing those things? Who do you think you are to want that promotion? Who do you think you are to say that you'll be serving that client base, to say that you will be expanding your business and that you'll be doing this for the organization? Who do you think you are? What did he do? He turned his back and he went to ask somebody else. There will be situations where you might just have to turn your back because you are clear. This is who I am. I know my purpose. I have a plan. I know that what's my next one? That I have positioned myself. I know I perform, and I have pitched what it is that I want to do. Now, if I am not getting the feedback, if I feel like these are not my people, it seems that these are not my tribe, then it is time for me to step back, review, reflect, pivot, so that I can make sure that I am the right person at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, and what it is that I am pursuing will give me the results that I seek. I hope this session has been of value to you. If you want to hear more, able to pitch it and be able to position yourself, whether it is in your career or your business, please do look up Modesta.Africa or email me on hello@modesta.africa. I am so ready for you, my person. I will show you what I have on online. I'll show you. I'll share brochures with you. I'll share with you what it is I do, what I can do, and I'll even share testimonials. You can go to Facebook, Purpose and Excellence Academy on Facebook, and see what other people have shared in their experience working with me. I am ready to receive you. I am ready to work with you. And I do so personally. I don't have somebody else. I work with you personally. If you're ready for that, look for me and let's do this. But if not, please continue to meaningful content. On Modesta.Africa, you will find a blog that I will put up post articles that really get you thinking on how to position better, how to think differently, how to be effective in what you want to achieve in your career and your business, and ultimately, how to increase your income, your influence, and your impact. At the end of the day, what I stand for is purpose. I work with purpose-driven African leaders that want to drive market results with excellence because I completely believe and I know that Africa is going to be the leading economic region in the world. And I am standing in my place to position the men and women, the leaders that are going to get it there. And so if you feel that you're one of them, you want to do well, even as you do good, look me up. hello@modesta.africa is my email, and you can get me on modesta.africa to see all the services that I offer and schedule a session. A discovery call is complimentary. Schedule a session with me, and I'll see you soon. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. Thank you so much to everybody that was able to tune in. Thank you for those that commented. Alois, Jessica, Nancy, Mahanya Masaba. Who else do I have here? Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will catch up with you on social media, on email, or you can find me online, Modesta.Africa. Have an amazing day. Bye.